It's golf season, and we'll improve your game with Score. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People and happy St. Patrick's Day. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on Score and the fit golfer, and we're visiting with Harold Swanner, a Score counselor. Good morning, Harold.
Good morning, Greg. It's nice to be here representing Score.
It is so exciting to think the excitement, getting Steve Collett in about 10 minutes to hear about the fit golfer and what all Score did on the counseling side to help him create that book, or the handbook, and get it out and possibly even launch more handbooks. And, of course, Score is instrumental across the board.
This is a good example of some of the success that Score has had.
Absolutely. To share with the viewers real quick, Harold, about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
I grew up in Texas, spent a lot of time in Cleveland, Ohio, moved here in 1985.
1985. Golly, you're almost a local.
Almost.
Yeah, almost 2 decades here in the area. What originally brought you to Myrtle Beach, Harold?
Sunshine.
Well, there's a lot of sunshine in Texas.
Well, not much is in Ohio.
Oh, right. You said that's right, Cleveland to Myrtle Beach. No, there's not. But that is an exciting move. And am I correct that you're involved in the Fortune Academy?
Absolutely. Been Fortune the last 9 years as the owner.
As the owner of Fortune Academy, for a viewer in the PD or southeastern North Carolina who may not be familiar with Fortune Academy, what exactly is it?
Fortune Academy started out 22 years ago as strictly a real estate school. 5 years ago, we started expansion into multiple locations, 12 technical college with 2 independent locations for 14 locations. We now teach real estate, banking, home inspection, appraisal, insurance, and legal.
Wow. Real estate, banking, home inspection,
Appraisal.
Insurance, and legal, and appraisal.
Yes.
Son of a gun.
We have about 60 instructors scattered throughout the state.
You said 12 technical schools, colleges.
Yes.
That is fantastic. Well, golly, Harold, I wasn't aware of the extent of that.
It's been a very pleasant expansion. Some days a little gray hairs.
I'm sure, just a couple of them. And, of course, you'd been a Score counselor, I think I saw, for 8 years and then took a little hiatus and have recently come back.
Yes, I scored for 8 years before getting involved with Fortune. Been devoting my time to Fortune. Now I'm in slowing down stage and come back to counselor with Score.
Your director of Fortune was with us not too long ago when we were focused on the Horry Georgetown Technical College Foundation, Tom Mazer, who's been a superstar here in the area and really doing a lot staying active.
Tom is probably the best manager I've ever worked with.
Is that right?
Yes.
Sure, he'll be happy to know that. What about, share with the viewers real quick about Score, exactly how y'all go about it, of course, in this instance, particularly as it relates to the fit golfer, but just some of the background of how Score got started and exactly what it's about.
Score itself is a 40-year-old organization. It's a national organization that is administrated by the Small Business Administration. I believe there's almost 400 chapters and 800 locations throughout the country. Last year, on a national basis, they did about 400 helped about 400 clients and did over $1 million hours worth of counseling.
1 million hours of counseling, and all this is pro bono.
All this is free. In fact, they give us a raise double our salary every year, and then we still get zero.
Oh my God, Harold, that's hilarious. And of course, this Score chapter not only serves Horry and I guess Georgetown County, but a lot of PD area counties.
Yes, it serves all the PD. We have was started about 20 years ago. We have 24 counselors in the PD area here.
I know the web address, mbscore.org, would give the impression it's just a Myrtle Beach area thing, but it really serves a large area.
All the way to Georgetown, Florence, Andrews, and complete PD.
Yeah, a heck of a lot of the area. I was excited earlier on. Of course, not too long ago, we had Dick Collett in with us talking about some of the activities going on the Strand, and then even before that, a whole litany of Score folks were in on a week we did focused on small business, which learning a lot about the impact can't remember the name of there was a woman on a store on the south end that it helped get started, and the impact SCORE had on her and her husband as they were launching that business. It's incredible.
It is incredible when you consider the impact that SCORE has. We have, in fact, two different ways. One is the success stories of the people that listened and planned and help them develop the business. And probably just a greater impact is the ones that come in, find out what it takes to run a business, and decide that it's not far before they lose all their money. So we serve both purposes.
Do most folks who are planning to start a small business, are they properly capitalized, Harold?
No.
They're not.
That is probably the number one reason for business failures.
I heard the other day that a heck of a lot of folks that start business, the business fail because they actually thought it could fail when they got started, as opposed to really thinking, I'm going to stick it out. They actually contemplated failure.
Many of them project it, and it's amazing what we project to actually come true. They are afraid that they can't succeed, and true enough, they don't. It was also amazing. I did business brokerage for 10 years. How many people thought if they had enough capital to get a business started, that's all they need the first day to open their business, money would be flowing in. And it surprised me how many people did not understand a business could lose money.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. That's exactly right. I know about losing money. That's very exciting to think about the aspect of course, SCORE has opened up the doors to a heck of a lot of small businesses, not only on the Strand, but throughout. And when you think of the impact over a 40-year period, the federal government and the Small Business Administration have helped open the doors for you all. Are there training sessions that go on for the different counselors in the area?
Yes, we have to go through training as a counselor before we can go out and counsel.
One of the biggest benefits is a lot of retirees in the area that are in certain development groups or in certain businesses have been able to work out that expertise on a counseling basis. Is that one of the most important aspects?
Most important. We have most of the counselors are retired business executives that have had some major responsibilities in companies, and we have a variety, and we try to match the counselor up with the need of the client.
Am I correct that you all have another seminar kicking off in a couple of months?
May the 5th, we're kicking off a seminar on how to start and operate a small business successfully. This is a course that we just completed about a month ago in partnership with Georgetown Technical College. It runs Tuesday and Thursday night from 6 to 9 o'clock and for 3 weeks. And this will take you through all the phases of starting and running a small business.
And if a viewer wanted to learn more about it, they could check out the mbscore.org site, or they could call the 843-918-1079 number.
Yes, or they could also call the Georgetown Technical College.
Great. Of course, you said that's done in conjunction with the Georgetown Tech. That kicks off May 5th and runs for 3 weeks.
Right.
What are some of the things to be covered in that in the seminar, Harold?
Well, hopefully when they walk out there, they will have a complete business plan for their plan. We cover everything from startup capital, the things they need to start up, the type of business they should form, whether in partnerships or incorporation or and sole proprietors. We covered developing a team approach. We the insurance, the bankers, the attorneys. We cover product development, where you buy the product or you make the product, how to market the product, the budgeting from balance sheet, profit and loss, and cash flow analysis.
Golly, how valuable.
It's a complete program to operate a business.
And of course, part of the excitement today, we just got a couple of minutes, Harold, is to focus on the launch of Steve Collett's book, The Fit Golfer. Have you had a chance to review the handbook?
I reviewed it. He has done a phenomenal job of it.
He really has.
And this is a good example where I believe he lives in Atlanta and worked primarily with Atlanta chapter and the Myrtle Beach chapter both to get the book developed. And it should be exciting, I think, a very successful product.
Yeah, I know. To think that it's been out such a short time, but the movement of the book off the shelves, I know a handful of, a number of locations locally are selling it, but the excitement for something that actually germinated both there in Georgia and here at the beach, and to see the SCORE chapters work together, one of the great benefits of being associated with a national group.
Yes. Well, this is the fun of being a SCORE counselor. We see a success program of this nature get kicked off and know that you had a small part to do with making it successful.
Those are the key words. Harold, do you think we can get you in another time to talk about the Fortune Academy and kicking that off as well as expanding in with Horry Georgetown Tech?
We would love to do that.
You heard him say it, just making a small difference in the lives of business people to give them an opportunity to learn how to start, to operate, and keep a business going for a long time. You'll meet one of those folks, Steve Collett, coming up next. Harold, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to represent SCORE today.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the fit golfer, and we're visiting with its author, Steve Collett. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Greg. It's great to be here.
Thanks for coming in. It was so exciting hearing Harold talk about SCORE and the impact that it has on so many small businesses, and to know that your company, Enhancing Health, received a heck of a lot of advice from SCORE as you were planning this handbook and planning to be able to launch more books.
Yeah, they were instrumental in helping me develop the book. My dad, Richard Collett, and Cy Blackfan, and other SCORE counselors were extremely helpful in the beginning stages. They gave advice on the size of the book, the use of the spiral binder, the number of pages that would be effective, as well as the price point. And without their help, I don't think I could have done this.
Mm-hmm. And Cy Blackfan, now, is he here or is he down in Duluth?
No, he is in Myrtle Beach. He is
here.
Yeah,
okay.
He's here at the local chapter.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to interface at all with the folks down in Georgia as well? Now, you live in Atlanta, or?
Yes, that's correct. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Recently, I've met with some of the SCORE counselors there concerning marketing.
Mm-hmm.
They've helped me quite a bit with some good marketing tips, and I look forward to meeting with them again.
That's right. And, of course, the Fit Golfer, it just kicked off. You actually went to press how long ago, Steve?
It was about a week after Christmas.
Is that right?
Yep.
So a little less than 3 months.
A little less than 3 months, and it's really taken off. My dad and I went yesterday throughout Myrtle Beach promoting the book, and we've had a lot of good success so far. So It's real exciting.
Great. What are some of the stores that have committed to sell it here in the area?
Some of the stores, Martin's Golf and Tennis Superstore.
Oh, yeah.
All three stores are going to be selling them.
Great.
River Oaks Golf Plantation,
Mm-hmm.
and Conway Medical Center, Wellness and Fitness Center,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the Witch Golf Course.
Great. Fantastic.
So it's been really productive.
You made some good headway yesterday. That's
we sure
fantastic.
did. We sure did.
And to think on St. Patrick's Day to be out here now celebrating the fact that you've got the experience to really get out and hit some more location on the Strand. I think I also saw you could purchase it online at your website.
Yes, www.enhancinghealthinc.com.
Okay, great.
Anybody can go there and pick up a book.
Enhancing Health Inc. is the company you set up back in, 95?
95, that's right. It's a personal fitness training, massage therapy, nutritional counseling service. We've been in business since 95, and it's been very successful. And I've gone back to SCORE, too, numerous times asking for advice, and they've been very helpful.
What have been some of the practical aspects that SCORE provided, both in either Enhancing Health or in the Fit Golfer?
Well, of course, the marketing has been super, but also the idea of controlling your operational expenses, your startup capital, how much money you're going to need to get started and to get you through the rough times. Also, the organization of the company, whether I should be like a sub-S company or a sole proprietor. They help. They just give great advice, so I'd highly recommend them to anybody wanting to start a business.
Do you have other folks with you in the company?
Actually, my wife.
Oh, great.
My
Good.
wife is vice president. I'm president. And we make a great team.
Absolutely, and I think I saw and maybe your daughter's not yet at that age yet, but you've got a girl as well.
Yeah, Katie, she's almost 6, and she loves to exercise, and hopefully I can get her on the golf course soon. Hopefully. That's
fantastic. Now, Enhancing Health, I see, has a massage therapy aspect, but the Fit Golfer, are there aspects for golfers that you talk about massage therapy in the book as well? Or
Actually, there is a section on massage therapy. It's under the Preventing Injuries and Treating Injuries chapter. Massage is very beneficial for increasing circulation. The number one injury golfers have is lower back problems. Number two is a wrist injury. And what massage, more specifically a sports massage therapist, anybody wanting to get massage would definitely want to look for a certified therapist. And what they can do is go into that specific area and help increase the circulation. And that's what you want to do when you have a muscle strain. So massage is very beneficial. Helps improve flexibility as well, which is vital for a golfer.
why do you think the field of exercise physiology has really driven you, Steve?
Well, actually, when I was 8 years old, in my gym class, PE class, notes were being sent home to my parents that Steve is unable to do a push-up, Steve's unable to do a pull-up, and that was hard on me to see that, and I wanted to improve, and my dad got me involved in t-ball, and I wanted to be better than the other players, so I started exercising and lifting weights, and I've never stopped, and now I promote it. I've helped thousands of people, and I think exercise, it's the vitamin. It's a wonderful thing, and more people should do it. I don't know if you saw yesterday's article in USA Today, but it talked about obesity soon to be the #1 preventable killer in the country. It's an epidemic, and more people, are suffering from it.
I didn't see it. I saw something last week in the Myrtle Beach area, one of the papers down here in the area about obesity, and it is a huge impact, both on children as well as adults.
Oh, yeah, and children, 2 out of 3 children are obese.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm serious, and the schools are dropping PE classes or reducing the amount of activity the kids are getting, and more and more kids are eating just these meals that have no nutrition, no activity. They're playing video games, computer games. It's sad. And so with my company, that's one of the things I want to focus on too, is kids. And actually, I'm going to write some more books, and one of them is going to be for children.
Fit for kids.
Fit for kids.
Great, good. Now, what does FIT stand for? Let's break that down. It's an
acronym for, in my industry, for frequency of exercise, intensity of exercise, time or duration of exercise, and type of exercise. And in the book, I describe that so people, instead of thinking, oh, he misspelled the word, they'll know what it means.
So frequency of exercise, intensity of exercise, time or duration of exercise, and then, of course, the type of exercise. So you lay out lots of different aspects of each of those components in your handbook.
That's correct. When my original plan for the book was to keep things simple, as the acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Well, the same thing with exercise. You don't want to get bogged down in such detailed, overly technical programs. And that's what the majority of books are out there. Not like mine. They are very technical. They are very long or lengthy in pages. I'm an exercise physiologist. I don't think I'd want to read all that information. So I kept things very simple, very comprehensive, yet very simple. And it works. I've helped, like I said, thousands of people. And if somebody were just to look at the book, they would say, wow, this is something I can do.
If a viewer wanted to find the book, the best place for them to go, let's say if you were in the PD or southeastern North Carolina who couldn't regularly pop into Martin's, they'd want to go online to enhancinghealthinc.com?
Yeah, they'd want to go to my website, enhancinghealthinc.com. That's
great. Well, that's so important. And when you think about the impact, of course, you talked about some of the impact that SCORE had on the marketing and business planning. But you go through all those steps. Communicating with your dad on a regular basis, I'm sure, is really helpful.
I sure do. Yeah, we send emails back and forth at least 3, 4, 5 times a week. So.
Wow, great.
He's been a big help with my book.
Has this helped your golf game at all, Steve? You probably don't have much time to play.
Let me say that. I don't have much time right now. My goal is to sell enough books so I can enjoy the golf a little bit more. I used to play quite a bit when I was single and I didn't have a child. But priorities change, and I love the game of golf. I love being outside. It's a great activity. It's a wonderful sport to take up.
See, now, everyone knows fitness is important. Why do you think it's particularly important for the golfer?
Well, the one thing is that so many golfers, they look for retirement as a time of being able to play because they have more time, they have more money, hopefully, to be able to play. But in reality, their body's not letting them play. They find that they go out and they get tired very easily, they lose concentration, and then they suffer injuries. The lower back problems, the wrist problems, the shoulder problems. And with exercise, that can be preventable. One of the most important things to do is improve your flexibility, to stretch the shoulder muscles, the back muscles, the upper back, the lower back, to strengthen the abdominals, the lower back muscles, the buttocks, the quadriceps, which are the muscles on the upper thigh. It's not difficult. There was a study done at Ohio State University that showed that after the age of 60, men can improve their strength just like a 20-year-old can.
Really?
So it's never too late.
Great.
It's never too late to exercise.
Wow, and at 33, I may have a chance.
You have a chance.
Yeah.
You have a chance.
Another 27 years of a chance. That's great. But it's important to encourage folks to get started now. That's part of the reason why you put the Fit Golfer out.
Right, and it's laid out so easily for anybody to understand. The only technical side I have is the anatomical. I teach about the muscles used in the golf swing. But other than that, it's very basic.
I saw when I was reading through the book last night some other acronyms. On one of the pages about RICE. I can't remember what it was about, but I saw some other great acronyms. Do you remember what that was referred to?
That was under injury prevention and treatment, and it stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation.
That's right.
Those are the four things you do if you have an injury.
And I guess one of the biggest, as you said, the lower back injury.
Yeah, lower back. There's so much torque involved in golf, the twisting, that if your back's not flexible and strong, more than likely you're going to injure your lower back.
So you and your wife have been planning this out for quite a while to launch Enhancing Health. You said back in 1995.
Yeah, back in 95. We saw there was a need for it. We had clients that we would go to in their home for personal training and massage, and our clientele got so big, we said, well, why don't we have a place where they can come see us?
Yeah.
So we presented the idea to a hospital system in Atlanta, and they liked the idea, and we started the wellness studio. And actually that started in 96, and then we sold it to the hospital in 2000.
Is that right? How exciting.
So a lot of things have changed, but it's all been very exciting.
You're back to the basics now with Enhancing Health, and of course kicking off the Fit Golfer. You said there's plans for more books. The Fit for Kids. What are some of the other areas you'd want to focus on?
Well, I'm going to do Fit for Kids, Fit for Tennis, Fit under 50, and Fit over 50. So I want to hit the seniors as well.
Good for you.
So I want to hit all the markets.
You hit and of course, talking to stores like Martin's, Golf and Tennis, I mean, that's a great time where you hit both of those, as well as golfers range in such amazing ages. Tomorrow, Mickey McCamish with Myrtle Beach Golf Holidays with us, focused on the Monday after the Masters, as well as the Golfapalooza, to try to get the word out about so many events going on the Strand. But I expect, hopefully, we'll talk a little bit about some of the ages that are involved in golf. You can get in at such an early age now.
Oh yeah, Tiger Woods started, I think, when he was 3.
Oh God.
I mean, obviously he has the talent. He's gifted, but anybody can start at any age. And the same goes for exercise. I've worked with kids 6 years old, and they love it. They really do.
And Steve, if you had a minute to share with anyone, a viewer, someone you were speaking to about the Fit Golfer, what do you think is the most important message you'd want to get across? What really made you do what you did in working with SCORE and getting the Fit Golfer out into stores?
Well, the first thing, I saw that there was a need. There's a definite need for exercise in the golf world. I saw that there was an opening for a book that the average person could use, meaning something simple but comprehensive. And I said, I can design this book. I just need some guidance to get started, and that's when I turned to SCORE. And they've really helped me.
He saw a need. He saw it could reach a lot of folks, that a lot of folks could use it. It wasn't a very tight, narrow group, but a heck of a lot of folks that need some good guidance as to what they can do to keep themselves safe on a golf course and healthy. Steve Collett took that step. Steve, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Greg. I really enjoyed being here.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Steve Collett and all the counselors at SCORE for working so hard to get the fit golfer out and on the shelves. If you want to be well, stay well, and play well, then tune in to EnhancingHealthInc.com and get yourself a copy.